I've been meaning to talk about this situation for quite a while. I just never found, the the mental capacity to remember to talk about it or make any other videos. So I'm going to talk about it now. However, I'm not going to go into the full history of it because so many events behind this thing have happened. So if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, go on Google or YouTube and search up G4 host meltdown, and then you'll be caught up. I'll give you a second to pause this video, go look it up, and then come back in this, okay? So, one Mississippi. Okay, so G4's Frosk. At this point in time, if she hasn't been fired from her rant that she gave about talking about sexism in gaming while being sexist, then at this point, she has to be put into the corner for timeout. Because this goes far beyond work ethics when it comes to an employee. I honestly think that she's starting to be a little too arrogant for her own good. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I just found out today, at least. This probably happened yesterday or a couple days ago, and people are just now catching up to it. But as of today, when I found out, apparently, Frost, first she gave her rant, which was not in good taste for G4. Then she decided to throw the script writers under the bus, which, by the way, if you're going to have a podcast or a show about doing reviews for a game, it's better to have people who actually played the game and have their own opinions about it rather than read it off from a script. You can have notes, but if you're going to have to write a script, then why have a show about it when you can just post a blog about it? And then she has the rant, blames the scriptwriters because she claims she was reading from a script, which I'm pretty sure that's a lie. Then she decides to double down on it, basically calling everyone who disagrees with her or basically criticizes her, a bigot and uneducated. And she did that in response to people not buying her bullshit. Okay, which, by the way, it's really telling that someone's lying when they get very defensive when you call them out for lying. Okay? And then, of course, you have the boss, Adam Sessler, supporting her, promoting her, which only feeds her ego. And it's been confirmed that it fed her ego because as of today, she made a post, I believe on her Twitter account, saying that her bosses, the people she works for, are okay with her rant. For anyone who is part of a business or who is more of an employee of a business than a boss or a leader or a CEO or president or employer, whatever, any business for that matter, this is a big no-no. Not just big, I mean gigantic. I mean to the point to where you could not only be fired, but your name will be sent. It almost gives the employer incentive to send your name out to everyone in the area to not hire you because of this. No amount of PR from that is good. Because it shows you that the employee is the one running the show and not the employer, the owners of the business who are supposed to be the leaders. And we know that what she did was wrong because she then deleted that post. Now, if this were me, if I went on to my social media account, I tagged in my company's name, basically ranting about how, let's say, for example, all African Americans in America are lazy and all they want to do is just steal from people because they're too lazy and crime-ridden to actually go and get a job. Which, by the way, I do not believe. I never believed that. Okay, so don't take that out of context. I dare you. I dare you to try to take that out of context. I will destroy you. And then try while I'm promoting myself as an employee of my boss's company, and then people are attacking me and saying, "Well, I don't care what you guys are saying. My boss is totally okay with this. He's right behind. He's supporting me in all this." If I did all of that, my employment would be done. Okay? I would get a call about a day later telling me not to come into work because I'm no longer employed. Frosk is in no way, shape, or form the owner of G4. She's not the PR agent. Her narcissism is going to cause a hostile work environment within the company itself. She's going to make everyone around her uncomfortable because she has so much ego that she thinks she's right. Now, I also discovered apparently she, quote unquote, admitted she has the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. Okay. Now, first she gave that sexist rant talking about sexism while being in gaming while being sexist. Then she throws the scriptwriters under the bus, saying those weren't her words; those were the words of someone else, and she was just the mouthpiece. Then she doubles down, basically calling people who criticize her because of that uneducated and unintelligent. Then she decides. Then I'm not entirely certain which came first. Her basically admitting that she has borderline personality disorder, or if she said her bosses are behind her. I want to say she gave the comment about her bosses being okay with her rant before she gave the borderline personality disorder. I kind of feel that was her excuse for everything, so that kind of to sort of explain why she did what she did. But here's the thing, I don't buy that for a second. I think she's a narcissist. I think she has so much ego. She reads too many lesbian, feminist, feminazi propaganda to have that. I think she's just insane. Okay? But let's say it's true. Let's say that she has borderline personality disorder. She should not be in front of a camera. She should not be in charge of putting any statements out for G4 whatsoever. People with borderline personality disorder are unpredictable. Okay? Not only that, they do not have the capacity to know right from wrong, and they will never admit that they did was wrong, even though it is morally wrong. All right? Because their disorder prevents them from doing that. So if she does have it, if she does have BPD, I was trying to find the acronyms for that. Then she should not be in front of a camera. She should not be given any tools to give out any statements for G4. She needs to be essentially a nobody within the company, behind the scenes, never talked, never seen, never heard. Okay? But still part of the company. Because she could say something outrageous and then never admit she was wrong. And not only that, it will cause like I said before, she will create a hostile work environment. She doesn't need, and if she does have borderline personality disorder, she doesn't need to be on G4. She needs to see a therapist. She needs to go to a professional that will help her work out her disorder. Probably get prescribed certain medication to keep it in check. Okay? She doesn't need more people feeding her ego, like Adam Cesar, who, by the way, ignores the problem and then allows it to get worse, to the point to where it self-destructs. Now, the whole thing, I think the reason why she deleted her comment about saying her bosses approve of her saying that rant is, I think it's because her bosses actually pulled her aside, told her that that's not okay. Which is kind of strange because I think it was like, yeah, her bosses do approve of what she said. They just don't want to say it out loud. Or they are the ones who want to say it and not her, because I think in a way, I think they just said, look, if we approve of it, we'll say it. You don't. Because when you say it and before we say it, it makes us as leaders look bad. We don't want that. Okay? Ultimately, we want investors and supporters and sponsors to look at us as good leaders. When we speak for ourselves and when we speak for the company, we do not want outsiders to know that employees are running the company and not the people in charge like us. All right? Either that or they don't want to fully admit that they support her because it looks bad. Which to me is like, look, she should after she did that, she should have been gone. The rant that she gave should have been the big red flag to tell you to keep an eye on her because she could be a troublemaker. And she was a troublemaker, and she is a troublemaker. She's proven that. But the fact that she still, here's the thing, not much is seen after her on at least G4, at least as far as I could tell. So I assume they probably want to put her behind the scenes or out of the picture while still being employed at the company for the time being until this whole thing blows over. But let's be honest, as long as she still has access to her Twitter account and Adam Cesar does and still supports her, it's never going to blow over. All they're going to do is they're just going to fan the flames so that people will remember when they're not supposed to remember, and they're going to hold them accountable. So, and it's going to hurt them even more. Have you seen, for those of you who are able to, I get special attachments add-ons for your web browser like Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox. I have a special kind of add-on that allows me to see the like to dislike ratios now, so they can't hide it from me. But if you can actually install those and take a look at the ratio. I mean, the ratios are really, really, really bad. Okay, because and they're going to continue to go on as long because they don't forget. And it's just going to keep getting worse with not just their likes, but also their subscribers. I'm looking over the Social Blade right now. They've lost at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6,000 subscribers over the past 2 weeks. Okay, after that rant. And they have yet to regain any of it. They're about 8,000 subscribers away from getting 500,000. They're just that far away. But I doubt that's going to happen. If they're stuck at 492,000 subscribers by the end of this year, it just shows you that that G4 is meant to die. And I'm going to say this. As long as Frosk, either as long as Frosk is still at G4 doing what she's doing, or until she apologizes and cleans up her act, I do not see G4, being like the top ranked of anything, okay? There's a bunch of, let me tell you something. The reason why the original G4 died is because YouTube came along and a whole bunch of independent content creators were doing the exact same thing G4 was, except at they were more accessible, okay, and they're a bit more engaging. And there still are plenty of content creators who review games today. And they're much more entertaining than G4. It was a bad first impression for G4 to even bring her on when they were just about to be released. And it allowed her to keep going this far, okay? I guarantee you, the only way we're ever going to see Frosk no longer be a part of G4 is if an insider, if a whistleblower blows the whistle for everyone and being told that she was let go because of a possible lawsuit for creating a hostile work environment for other employees. Because I can guarantee you, even if you are just a nobody at G4, you will not feel comfortable around Frosk if that's who she truly is. Or you would be tempted to say, look, what the personality that Frost gives on the camera, it's all fake. She doesn't believe a goddamn word she says. She's a bad actress when it comes to actually promoting modern day feminism. So guys, yeah, that's pretty much all I really want to talk about when it comes to Frosk. Obviously it's bad enough. If you have the ability to speak for yourself, you speak for yourself. You don't allow others to do it for you, because then it just makes you look weak and the other person look like an asshole. So all in all, guys, what do you think about this whole G4 situation? Please leave a comment down below. I'm always open for an open discussion about this whole thing. But until then, guys, just keep calm, keep steady, and let's try to keep our entertainment the way it is, objective and entertaining for everyone. Peace out.